Today we're going to be making Hollandaise sauce. First thing I've got 4 egg yolks in my bowl along with 70 millimeters of white wine vinegar. To that I'm also going to add a pinch of salt, and I'm just going to whisk until it starts to get nice and fluffy. So once it starts to get light and fluffy, like so, I'm going to move it on top of a heat. Here I've got a bain-marie. So in my bain-marie, I've just got hot water and I just want to slowly bring it up to the boil. When I put my bowl on top and I start to whisk, the heat from the steam is going to start to warm my bowl and cook my eggs. So as I whisk, I start to create this lovely foam, and the heat from the bowl starts to cook and stabilize that foam. And as I whisk, my egg mixture will just start to get light and fluffy, as you can see. When I'm whisking, I'm trying to whisk in a figure of 8, just like so. That figure of 8 will allow me to touch as much of the bowl as possible and make sure that no egg gets left behind or gets a little bit scrambled on the bottom of the bowl, okay? And we'll just go like this for a minute until it gets nice and fluffy, and then we'll add in the butter. And then we're done. That's the Hollandaise. Poached egg, easy peasy. The consistency I'm looking for is I want to be able to lift my whisk up and draw a figure of 8 with my egg mixture. That's known as a sabayon. So that's just what we're looking for. You can see I'm starting to trace some lines, but it won't hold that figure of 8 yet. What we're making with a Hollandaise is an emulsion between the fat, which is our clarified butter, and the white wine vinegar, which is our water. So traditionally, fats and waters don't mix, but by using the egg yolks as the emulsifying ingredient, it's going to help to hold them together. Once you start to be able to pick it up on the whisk, like that, we're almost there. So now, off the heat, I should, if my art was any good, I'd be able to draw a figure of 8. But the way that the sabayon holds its shape, I know that that's ready to go. So step 2 of our Hollandaise process, all I've done, because I'm on my own, I've set myself up a little pan and a tea towel, and I'm going to pop my bowl on top of that. That will allow me to whisk my eggs without the bowl rocking, okay? Because my other hand is going to be needed to add the clarified butter to my eggs. So the clarified butter is my fat, and that's what I'm slowly going to add. Same as making a mayonnaise. So clarified butter is just normal butter, slowly melted down so that the milk solids separate from the butter fat. So this lovely golden butter fat, and then I've got the white milk solids at the bottom. The white milk solids is the bit I don't want. I just want the lovely golden butter, okay? So I'll take a small bit, and then slowly, as I whisk, I'll just drizzle in, drip by drip, my clarified butter. And for this recipe, I'll need 250 grams of clarified butter. To start with, you have to add it in very slowly. If you add it too quickly, you'll split your Hollandaise. I'm going to hope to get most of this butter in, and as it starts to cool a little bit, it'll stiffen up just a touch, but I'll start to know when it's a nice consistency. At the moment, it's lovely and silky. If it starts to cool down a little bit too much and it starts to firm up, you can add a touch of hot water, and that will just help to bring everything back. What you don't want to do is heat your sauce over a stove, because obviously if you heat butter, the butter is going to split out and the eggs are going to scramble. So you have to be very gentle. This needs to be held just warm, not too hot, not too cold, okay? As I start to add a little bit more butter, you can kind of get a little bit more adventurous, brave, if you will. Just adding a splash more butter at a time. All the while slowly whisking in, making sure the edges aren't left out. And we want a lovely, soft, delicate sauce like you imagine when you go out for brunch on a Sunday morning. So that is about the guts of our hollandaise. All I will do is I'll just season it with a touch of salt, touch more salt, and I'll taste it. I'm not going to add any pepper in, because if I add the black pepper in, I'll get little speckles, which we don't want. Delicious. What we're looking for is a nice buttery sauce with that little hint of acid at the back and a nice round of pepper, just so it coats our eggs nicely, cuts through a little bit of the richness of the yolk, but also complements the ham.